Good evening, you're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. The Calcutta High Court today gave a verdict where the post-poll violence in West Bengal was concerned. Now, two probes have been asked for by the Calcutta High Court. One of them is very clear that all rape and murder charges will now be investigated by the CBI, and all other criminal charges now will be investigated by a special team, an SIT, which will comprise the Kolkata Police Commissioner. In all of this, the BJP has come out saying this is victory because this was a charge that the BJP was making right from the beginning. The TMC on its part has decided to approach the Supreme Court.
Violence, vendetta, arson. Allegations of political murders, physical assaults and rapes of BJP workers and their families. The incidents which cast a dark shadow on Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and the ruling Trinamool Congress after the assembly poll sweep in May. Months later, a massive blow for the Mamata government. From none other than the Calcutta High Court, which was hearing cases of post-poll violence. The High Court ordered a CBI probe into all cases of rapes and murders of BJP workers, allegedly by TMC men. All state agencies, including Mamata Banerjee's police, have been asked to cooperate with the CBI and provide it with all case-related details. The order stated that no adverse action can be taken without the High Court's direction. For all other cases of violence, a court-monitored special investigation team probe has been ordered. The SIT will be headed by DG rank officer Suman Sahu and will constitute two other ADG rank officers. The panel has been asked to submit its report to the court within 6 weeks.
A CBI investigation into grave offences, and not just that, also that there should be an independent investigation, which is only possible if there is a constitution of an SIT, because people of Bengal now have lost trust in the government here and in the agencies of the government.
BJP, which has been very vocal alleging TMC's vendetta strikes, called it a big vindication, accusing the Mamata government of giving patronage to goons. TMC, which is on the back foot, called the CBI probe order interference in state affairs. The Mamata government has also decided to move the Supreme Court.
एक स्पेशल इन्वेस्टिगेशन टीम और बना दी गई है जो और हिंसा के मामले हैं, हत्या और महिलाओं के खिलाफ जो अपराध हुए उसके अलावा, तो वो भी प्रोब किए जाएंगे और सुप्रीम कोर्ट के रिटायर्ड जज के तत्वाधान में ये किया जाएगा.
If in every law and order matter which is entirely within the state government's jurisdiction, the CBI comes in, is unfortunate and it's a transgression on the state's right.
The CBI probe, if upheld by the top court, is sure to fire up the political temperatures once again in Bengal. But will it ensure justice for the survivors? With Prema Rajaram in Kolkata, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, the BJP is calling this vindication. They have said that this was a charge they were making right from the beginning, that the TMC was responsible for vendetta violence which took place after the verdict was announced, in which TMC had swept West Bengal. On the other front, the TMC is now going to approach the Supreme Court. The TMC says there was a time gap, especially between the verdict and Mamata Banerjee taking oath as the Chief Minister. And once Mamata took oath, nothing happened. Let's cut across to our guests. I have Professor Om Prakash Mishra, TMC spokesperson. I have Priyanka Tibrewal, BJP spokesperson. Professor Mishra, the fact is that the Calcutta High Court has seen enough merit in this case to hand over rape and murder cases to the CBI.
Yes, it is correct. And in fact, I was going through the verdict. The CBI has been involved in a matter related to state's law and order. And then, of course, 3 police officers, senior officers, they have also been given certain responsibilities. We have maintained, and very rightly we have maintained, that the NHRC committee report was very much biased, and it is a separate matter that this particular objection that we had raised has been accepted only in part by 3 of the judges with regard to that inclusion of certain members in the NHRC committee. This is actually as per our overall understanding of the BJP-run central government, how they have infested the various democratic institutions and the commission. Now, so far as the High Court verdict is concerned, of course, it will be analyzed. It will, and a decision will be taken
Mishra,
by the state government to challenge it.
Is the
or not to
TMC
challenge
okay
it.
that the CBI is investigating the case? Because earlier on there were issues with the CBI being handed over any case in West Bengal.
Well, there are 2 aspects. It is not a question of, we being very much against CBI. The point is that as per the Act, the permission of the state government is necessary. Not only West Bengal government, many states have invoked that. But so far as the High Court judgment is concerned, of course, up to the time that it is not challenged or up to the time that it has not been set aside, this will prevail. I admit that. But a government is going to take a view of this. So far as the indictment is concerned, I agree that there are indictments, but then as you saw that yesterday Madras High Court in fact indicted the CBI and the central government. Then Supreme Court has been indicting the central government.
I want to bring in Ms. Tibrewal into this,
today, of course,
but there's enough evidence that the court deems fit that CBI investigate what went down.
Yeah, that is the court's point of view.
Okay.
We might challenge it.
All right, okay, you're challenging it in the Supreme Court. Priyanka Tibrewal, now one of the judges did also go ahead and say on record that the findings of the NHRC report, that NHRC exceeded its mandate.
See, out of the 5 judges, one of them did say so. But ultimately, the matter was not whether and what is the jurisdiction of the NHRC and what the NHRC can do and what they cannot do. The matter was to establish the fact that, yes, there was post-poll violence in West Bengal, and that has been established, and all 5 judges have agreed to this, that yes, there is post-poll violence in Bengal, there have been murders, there have been rapes, and the government is on a back foot, the state was on a back foot, the police administration did not take action. So everything is mentioned in the order. And to this, I would also say that again and again, I hear the TMC spokesperson saying that time we were not in power, everything was in the hand of the Election Commission. So to this also, there is a part of paragraph 71 of the judgment which says that blaming the Election Commission is not the solution, because the Election Commission was here to ensure only free and fair elections. And that does not mean that the police should stop discharging their duties and whatever was within their control. The law and order situation was under their control and they did not take action. So the state is on a back foot. And to take out the frustration, they blamed that NHRC was biased. And to that also, the court mentioned that argument of bias is rejected because it was just to misdirect the issue and to delay the proceedings. This is a part of the order which I am speaking right now. It was also said that if they had any problem with the members of the committee, why didn't they speak when the committee was formed, when the chairman formed the committee? Not just that, when the committee started working, at that point of time, they had filed a recalling application. In that recalling application also, they did not speak about having any problems about the biasness of the committee members. And when the committee started working and filed an initial report, an interim report, then also they didn't speak about having problems with the committee members. It was only that when a final report which went against the state government was filed, they came up with the issue of having problems with the members of the committee and they alleged that they were biased.
Professor Mishra, there is a point that Ms. Tibrewal is making. She is quoting out of the judgment. The fact is there was post-poll violence. Now, the BJP claims the TMC is hiding behind that fig leaf that Mamata Banerjee hadn't taken oath. That has been pretty much laid to rest by the courts today.
Well, actually, in a way, BJP spokesperson, she can very well see. We had Delhi riots, and the Home Minister very much in Delhi, he presided over that. Right. So there are so many things that is happening here.
Professor Mishra, what do the Delhi riots?
Very systematic attempt.
Sir, I want to just come in and I want to ask you. Delhi riots have nothing to do with what happened in West Bengal. What's happening in Delhi is going to be pursued and reported separately. Let's talk about what happened in West Bengal, sir.
Well, actually, I'm sorry, please don't mind. You are not the headmistress. You are an anchor. You have asked me a question. I have responded to that question. You should have the patience to hear me out.
Sir,
so
I'm the moderator of this debate in my humble submission.
Is that entire democratic tradition are being compromised. BJP here in Bengal, they have been trying to destabilize the state government. In fact, they brought in a lot of money, they brought in a lot of leadership, they brought in ideology which is actually against the composite culture of Bengal. And here, most of the allegations that they had raised earlier also, they have been found to be incorrect. Now the BJP spokesperson, she says that this has been established now by the court verdict. In fact, the court verdict does not establish that. Court verdict only actually has asked the CBI to probe. We do not know what is going to be the end point of that. We also do not know what is going to be the end point of. We have gone through all the complaints that have been compiled by the NHRC, and it has also been revealed that most of the complaints, in fact, there is nobody to back that complaint, and the people are not at their home. If the false addresses have been given, so therefore, whenever there is an inquiry, whether by the CBI or by the SIT or by both, of course, all this will come out, and then only the question of guilt or otherwise arises. And secondly, I would like to say that this is not correct, that you do not want to, you say that the police are there to discharge their responsibility. I would also like to submit that the police were not reporting to a TMC government, to the Chief Minister. Police, they were under the direction and control and supervision of the Election Commission. So therefore, there is a very big difference between between an elected government which has the reign of the administration and a government which actually is in limbo because the Election Commission and the Model Code of Conduct has started and police actually are reporting to the Election Commission. So the distinction that we have made is a valid distinction. It is upheld in the law many a times. If the High Court has problem, we have the problem so far as that particular aspect of the judgment is concerned.
You are approaching the Supreme Court right now because you don't accept or you are not okay with the findings?
Oh, we may. It is for the state government. I cannot say. Okay. I am not representing the state government. I am representing the party which constitutes the state government. It is for the state government to decide what they want to do.
Priyanka Tibrewal, you wanted to come in for a rebuttal. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to rebut. Yes. So the first thing which he said that BJP spends a lot of money. Well, they have spent a lot of money in hiring senior counsels to fight the matter, but none of them could establish the fact or show any provisions or rules of law or instructions to show or support their argument that the civil police or administration were under the control of Election Commission. This is also part of the order. Now, where I heard the TMC spokesperson saying that nowhere it is there in the order that there was violence or there were murders or there were rape. So he is either misinformed or he has not gone through the order. Paragraph 79, it has been stated clearly that violence erupted in West Bengal after post-poll, and it was a statewide violence. People died, women's raped, and most of the allegations are on the party workers of the Trinamool Congress. And that is the reason, in order to find out what has actually happened or who are the people who are involved in these crimes, this has to be handed over to an independent agency. So when he said that no, there was no violence,
it is not part of the order. So I just informed him about the paragraph. He should go through it.
Professor Mishra, please come in. I don't have much time. I know you want to rebut. Go ahead.
Well. In fact, I am quite surprised that the BJP spokesperson is also a lawyer. If there has been rape, then why go to an investigation? That means the investigation has been completed. Here we are talking about the allegation. You might as well say that the High Court has taken cognizance of the allegation compiled by the NHRC. But then the High Court has given it to the CBI and to the SIT. That basically means it has to be investigated. That doesn't mean that these so-called complaints are not fake. I am not saying that they are not genuine, but then you cannot also say that these are genuine. If these are genuine, then there is no need of any probe or investigation. You can very well go and go and decide on the conviction. So therefore here it is only a judgment with regard to ordering a probe. Doesn't mean that the state government is on the wrong side, or for that matter what we have said is incorrect. That will come out only after the probe, and a probe which will be cooperated with by the state government, unless it is overturned
it
by
doesn't
the Supreme
establish
Court.
guilt. It doesn't establish that
No,
this was...
I am not saying that. Once again, I would like to speak and say and to remind him that when they said that there was no violence, the matter was to establish the fact that there was violence. But they continuously kept on saying there was no violence, and the court today said that yes, there was violence. Now, who did this violence is a matter of investigation which will take place.
Professor Mishra, that prompts me to the first question I asked you. The courts today have seen enough merit in the cases reported that there was violence. That flies against what the TMC has been saying.
You see, even your channel has time and again in the past 2 years has quoted, and it has actually shown Mr. Dilip Ghosh. Mr. Dilip Ghosh, who is the state president of BJP, you know that he has even said that when we beat you up, you are all going to become orphan. You will not be able to go to the hospital. You have to go to the crematorium. And
so what's the connection?
all types of provocations for violence was there from the BJP side.
So
they have
you're saying you were
they have
provoked to
lost the
violence?
election. They cannot digest it. So therefore, no, I am not saying that. I am saying that it was the BJP which actually was attempting to use violence as an instrumentality of its policy
So
to
you're saying
the
there
run-up
was
to the
violence?
election.
Okay.
Now that they lost the election
Priyanka
fair and
Tripathi,
square, they are actually trying to blame
by the TMC,
Trinamool
Professor
Congress.
Mishra, is
So
even if
this
there was
blame,
violence, it was you
we
who
will
did it,
not
not the
accept the
TMC.
blame up to the time it is not investigated.
See, it is Mr. Mishra who
Sat on your channel only, and he kept on saying that there was no violence, no violence. So from no violence, today he comes and admits that yes, there was violence. Now, who did that violence?
After fifth.
Let the independent agency probe. The entire allegation was on the government and the police administration that people do not believe this. So that is the reason this has gone to the hand of the CBI now. So let the CBI probe. See, when they were asking for CBI for so many years,
I have no problem.
At that time they wanted that the CBI should probe. So now let the CBI probe. Now the names which have come out, we will come to know whether they were involved.
We have no problem.
Okay. Can I end on that?
We have no problem in CBI probing it or SIT probing it. Let them probe it. But up to the time that the investigation is not complete, you cannot blame a political party.
Now we are okay. Can I bow out of this debate? Because the debate will continue in days to come, because the CBI has been handed over cases of rape and murder on what was reported as post-poll violence. The allegation by the BJP was that the TMC is behind it. Well, there will be an investigation right now. But having said that, the TMC is approaching the Supreme Court on the Calcutta High Court's order. A quick break to stay with us. Up next is Rahul Kanwal.